The first $100,000 feels so difficult because you're essentially building from scratch. It's like trying to push a heavy car, it barely moves at first. But once you get it rolling, momentum starts to take over. When you're just starting, your financial progress is tied entirely to how much you can save, invest, and earn. There's no buffer, no compound growth working for you yet. Take Warren Buffett as an example. When he began investing as a teenager, he wasn't the billionaire we know today. He was delivering newspapers and saving every penny he could. It took years for him to accumulate his first $10,000. He was learning about discipline, patience, and decision-making during this time, things that would serve him later in life. But back then, every dollar he earned came from sheer effort. That's what the first $100,000 feels like. For many people, this stage is all about balancing life's demands. Let's say you're saving $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. It feels like a huge effort, especially when you're juggling rent, bills, groceries, and everything else. You're trying to build momentum while life pulls you in different directions. It's no wonder many people give up at this point. Here's where mindset becomes crucial. The sacrifices you make now are the seeds of your future. Think about someone like Elon Musk. Before Tesla and SpaceX became global giants, Musk had to pour all his money into those ventures. After selling PayPal, he reinvested nearly every dollar into his new projects, living on the edge financially for years. It wasn't glamorous, but it was necessary to build something lasting. Your first $100,000 works the same way. It's a test of grit and focus. Now let's bring it down to real life. Imagine you're working a job and saving diligently, but every time you look at your bank balance, it feels like you're barely moving forward. That's normal. Progress feels slow because your gains are small compared to your big goal. But remember, you're building habits during this time. You're learning to prioritize your spending, invest wisely, and think long-term. If you're finding this helpful so far, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. These small steps in learning and commitment can make all the difference as you move toward your financial goals. The truth is, the first $100,000 is hard because it relies entirely on your ability to save and invest. Your money isn't working for you yet, it's all you. Think about Apple in its early days. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak didn't start with billions. They were tinkering in a garage, putting in long hours and reinvesting every dollar into their company. They weren't just building computers, they were building a foundation. That's what you're doing when you're working toward your first big financial milestone. The effort you put in now lays the groundwork for what comes next. It's not just about the money, it's about the lessons, the habits, and the mindset you're building. You're learning how to be consistent, how to avoid unnecessary expenses, and how to focus on what really matters. Those skills will serve you long after you hit your first $100,000. But let's be real, this stage isn't easy. It requires focus and determination. You'll feel like giving up sometimes, especially when progress seems slow. But every dollar saved or invested is a step closer to your goal. Just like how Sarah Blakely started Spanx with $5,000 in savings and grew it into a billion-dollar brand, your journey is about starting small and thinking big. If you've ever wondered why it feels like others are moving faster, remember this. They may be further along in the process. They've already built momentum. You're just getting started, and that's okay. Everyone has to begin somewhere. What matters is that you keep going. Once you've reached your first $100,000, something amazing starts to happen. Your money begins to work for you. Instead of relying solely on your savings, you start seeing the benefits of compound growth. It's like pushing that car again. At first, it took all your strength to get it moving. But now, it's rolling downhill, and momentum is on your side. Let's use Warren Buffett again. After years of saving and investing, his portfolio started to grow on its own. He didn't need to add as much new money because the money he had already saved was generating returns. This is the power of compound interest. It's when your earnings start to earn their own earnings. Over time, this creates exponential growth. Think about a simple example. If you invest $100,000 with an average annual return of 7%, you'll make $7,000 in 1 year without doing anything. Compare that to saving $500 a month. It would take you over a year to save the same amount. That's the difference between relying on your efforts and letting your money grow. This is how companies like Amazon grew. In its early days, every dollar was reinvested into the business. Jeff Bezos didn't take profits for years because he knew that reinvesting would create exponential growth later. Today, Amazon generates billions, and Bezos doesn't need to push as hard anymore. The same principle applies to your finances. Once you hit $100,000, you have options. You can take more calculated risks because you have a cushion. You can invest in opportunities that offer higher returns like real estate or starting a small business. You can also diversify, spreading your investments across different assets to protect your gains. Here's another real-life example. Oprah Winfrey didn't rely on one source of income. She diversified into media, publishing, and partnerships. That's how she built her empire. You can do the same by spreading your investments and exploring new opportunities. The key is to stay consistent. Just because you've hit a milestone doesn't mean you stop. Keep saving, keep investing, and keep learning. The more you build, the faster your wealth will grow. It's like planting a tree. Once it starts growing, it needs less effort to thrive, but it still needs care and attention. Let's not forget the importance of mindset. Reaching your first $100,000 is proof that you can achieve big goals. It's a confidence boost that shows you're capable of creating wealth. Use that momentum to set even bigger goals. Maybe your next target is $500,000 or even $1 million. The habits you've built will carry you there. Before we wrap up, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. This channel is here to help you navigate your financial journey with tips, strategies, and real-world examples. Reaching your first $100,000 is tough, but it's also the foundation for everything that comes next. Remember, it's not just about the money, it's about the person you become along the way. Your future self will thank you for the effort you're putting in now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay focused, stay consistent, and keep building your future.